Hello everybody. Well, I know it's been a while since we posted any videos on our channel, and let me go over a few things with you guys. First of all, I've been home for about 8 months now, but I'm getting ready to go back over to the Philippines to see Irish. And by the way, we've said in the past our names were Bill and Iris, but our names are actually Dave and Irish. We kind of hid our names for a while because of our age difference, and we were afraid we were going to get some negative comments, and we probably still will, but that's okay. We're going to deal with it. I'm not worried about it. But I'll just go over what's going on. So in about 4 weeks from now, I'll be flying back over to the Philippines to see Irish, and I'm going to spend some time over there with her. And we've decided that we're going to start making videos again and putting them on our channel because we want people to see and experience what it's like to be married, for an American man to be married to a Filipino woman. So just to let you know, we got married in November, on November 6th of last year, so we've been married almost a year, or actually our 1 year anniversary is coming up soon. And we got married on November 6th, but then on October 6th, a month later, we had an actual wedding ceremony in her hometown, invited the family, and had a beautiful wedding. And it was, I mean, if you saw the videos online and the pictures that I posted recently, you'll see how nice it was, and it was very beautiful. She was very happy with it. It was kind of funny because her and her family insisted that I hire a wedding planner, because in the Philippines, that's what you do, quote unquote. You hire a wedding planner. But I didn't want to hire a wedding planner because I've been married before, and I've actually planned weddings for myself and for other people. So I didn't need to hire anybody. So I planned it, worked it out, got everything together. And when it was over, she told me it was an absolutely beautiful wedding. She loved every minute of it. The decorations were gorgeous. Everybody was happy and smiling. And if you see the pictures, you can see it's a very beautiful wedding. So anyhow, it was very enjoyable for us to go and do that. And I have a copy of our entire wedding ceremony on a zip drive, and when I go back over there, maybe if I can find it, I put it away somewhere, but if I can find it, I'll take it with me, and maybe we can post that entire video on our YouTube channel. So anyhow, just so you know, she's on the phone with me right now. There she is, laying in bed. She's sleeping. It's 3:30 in the morning there, so she's sleeping right now. Well, she should be sleeping, but she's awake. So we're still together. We went through a few struggles, you know, like young married couples do, or newly married couples do, I should say. I'm not young, but she's young. But, you know, we went through a few struggles after we got married. You know, we had a few misunderstandings. She's very young, and I'm the first guy she's ever really had a relationship with. She never even had a boyfriend before she met me. And I think I've told you this before in my other videos. She met another guy online. He was from the UK, and they had like a 2-year-long online friendship, romance, whatever. And he came to visit her. He was only there for 3 days. And she told me that she felt right away, as soon as she met him in person, that there was something off about him, something not right. So she kind of kept her distance from him during those 3 days. And when he left and went back home, she started doing a little bit of research and background. She found out that he was married. So it didn't turn out very good for her. But that was a very short-lived relationship with him. I mean, personal relationship, one-on-one, not online. But I mean, her and I, our online relationship was like 8 months before we met and got married. But so, you know, she's got some learning to do. She had a learning curve, and I can tell you honestly that she's matured very, very much in the last year. We've worked out a lot of our disagreements. We've worked out a lot of our issues. And if you know anything about Filipinas, especially Filipino women, they tend to be very jealous. Especially of other Filipinas. When I'm there, she's worried about other Filipinas, you know, trying to take me away from her. And I tell her all the time, I didn't come over there for you to be my girlfriend or my lover. I came over there for you to be my wife. I married you. I committed my life to you. I'm a Christian man, and when I commit my life to you, that it's for life. I don't care about anybody else. I don't want anybody else. You know, if someone wants to talk to me or flirt with me, I will immediately tell them, you know, they can't do that, and, you know, put them in their place, because I'm not going to stand for someone talking to me or uh, you know, acting that way, especially in front of her, or even if I'm by myself, which is almost never, because she never wants to leave my side. And it's actually kind of funny, because even though I've been home for 8 months, we've literally been on the phone with each other on a messenger app. We've been on the phone with each other, you know, on video chats. We've been on the phone with each other literally 24 hours a day for 8 months. People say, they ask her all the time, her family asks her all the time, are you really on the phone with him all day long and all night long? She's like, yeah. And he's okay with that? I'm like, she's like, yeah. And because I have nothing to hide, I want her to see my whole life. I don't have any other, you know, things going on behind the back. I'm not her back. I'm not doing anything nefarious or anything I shouldn't do. I have nothing to hide from her, and she has nothing to hide from me. So, you know, I mean, even when she's sleeping, like right now, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm with her on the phone, and I have I can watch her while she's sleeping. She can watch me while I'm sleeping. You know, everywhere we go, you know, once in a while, like for instance, yesterday, the power went out in her town. It was out for like 8 hours, and I gave her some means to be able to charge her phones, but they don't charge very well, and her phone was getting weak, and she finally had to hang up the video call, and she didn't call me for like 4 hours or so, 5 hours. But you know, we messaged a few times back and forth. But then when her power came back on, she immediately called me back, and I trusted her that while we were, you know, not on the call, everything was fine. I wasn't worried about it. I've lived over there. I lived over there last year for a while, and I can attest that the power goes off all the time. You can expect probably at least where she lives in Leyte, you can expect at least 2 to 3 times a week. I know that sounds crazy because I live in the United States, and the only time my power ever goes off here is if there's a storm and lightning strikes a line or a transformer or something, and it's usually off for an hour or two. The electric company immediately comes out and fixes it and restores the power within an hour or two. I've lived here for 5 years now, and I think the longest I've ever had a power outage that I know of is probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but that's it. I mean, and that's been like one time. I mean, and I've been home for 8 months and power hasn't gone off. It's blinked a couple times, enough to make me have to reset my clocks, but it comes right back on immediately. It's just the way the system is designed. If there's an overload, it'll cut off and then restart immediately. So, but I'm not used to having a power outage. But over there, your power literally goes off 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes even more. And like I said yesterday, it was off for 8 hours. I mean, she had no power at all from like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. It was crazy, but it happens all the time. Her water gets shut off in her apartment all the time. She has to actually store water. I'm telling you guys this stuff because if you're like me and you're a foreigner, you're wanting to go over there, you need to understand that the Philippines, even though it's starting to modernize, it's still a third world country, and there's a lot of struggles over there. There's a lot of problems over there. There's a lot of the infrastructure there is not very good. They just had a major earthquake not too far from where she lives, and she was actually in the earthquake, and she was at her mom's house, and the house was shaking. She was freaking out, and you know, fortunately, it wasn't strong enough to damage her house, her mom's house, or her apartment. I'm glad for that, but you know, they have a lot of problems with the roads there because earthquakes break the roads up. And they have a lot of problems with the infrastructure. I don't know why the power goes out so much, but it does. And, you know, of course, the electric company, they don't want to do anything about it, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if they don't want to do anything about it, or it's just a natural reoccurring thing. And, you know, maybe it's caused by storms. Maybe it's caused by landslides. I don't know. Because, I mean, the islands over there are very unstable. They're going through a pretty rough time now with earthquakes and stuff. And of course, typhoons is the typhoon season over there. They've had a couple really bad typhoons. Luckily, they had one that was like a category 3 or 4 with like 80 mile an hour sustained winds, and it was supposed to hit the island where she's at. Unfortunately, it went just north of her and missed her, so I'm glad that she's safe from that. But you know, this is just kind of an update what's going on. Like I said, we plan on putting videos back on here. My plan last year when I went there with her was I was wanting to try to find ladies like her that were single moms, you know, just single ladies that were looking for a formal relationship, and interview them and put them on the channel so maybe other guys like me could find them. But because of her insecurities and her jealousy issues, it didn't work out. So, you know, this year when I come back, we've just decided we're just going to kind of do videos about our life together as a couple and just talk about that. You know, if we happen to meet someone, a family member or a friend or whatever, and they're single, you know, we'll talk to them, then if they want to introduce themselves, you know, that's fine. But we're not going to go around and actively search for people that are single that are looking for a relationship, because she doesn't want that. She's still worried about, you know, someone taking me away from her, but that's not going to happen because I'm just not that kind of person. But anyhow, so that's where it's at. That's where we stand. Like I said, I'll be over there. I'm going back over there in 4 weeks. So I'm very, very much looking forward to being there with her. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there for our 1 year anniversary because I couldn't get the travel plans to work out that way. But I will be there for her birthday. And I'll be there for our 1 year anniversary from our wedding ceremony that we have with her family. So, I mean, you know, I'm just looking forward to it. I can't wait to see her. But we're still very much in love. You know, we've obviously we've had some struggles because, you know, we're newly married and she's inexperienced and I'm not experienced dating or marrying someone who's a foreigner. You know, I don't know their customs. I don't know their beliefs. You know, they're just different. So. Maybe I'll do some videos here in the future and talk about the differences between the way Filipinos see things and the way foreigners or Americans see things. I don't know about, you know, other countries, but I know there's some differences between the way I look at things and the way she looks at things. So maybe I'll do some more videos about that, and I'm going to have her do some videos and put them on here too. So I know some of you guys may not be around anymore, but if you're still on this channel and you're subscribed, please give us a like. You know, maybe pass our video on to some other people you know or whatever. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. And, you know, we're going to start doing this again. We're going to have a new approach this year, so I'm very much looking forward to going back to see her and starting all over again with the process. Basically, I mean, I'm really excited because it's basically going to be like we're meeting again for the first time because we've been together. We've been apart, I should say, for 8 months. We were only together for 4 months after we got married, so that was a very short time period. And now we've been apart for 8 months, so it's going to be basically like we're just meeting again, like, you know, for the first time again, so to speak. So I'm very excited about that. I'm looking forward to it. I've been waiting with great anticipation to do that. A couple things I want to do videos on in the future. I want to do a video on what it takes to get married over there, because it's not. Some people say, "Oh, you just go to the courthouse and and have a civil wedding." Well, it's not that simple. There's other things involved with it that I'll tell you guys about, and I'll tell you about some of the customs over there too when it comes to getting married and having a wedding. Another thing I want to tell you about, the immigration application process through USCIS, which is United States Customs and Immigration Services. There's a lot of companies, both in the Philippines and the United States, that want to come on. They get on the internet, they get on Facebook and everything, and they're like, "Oh, you need to hire us to you know, fill out your paperwork and submit it for you, blah blah blah." And they want a lot of money to do it. And I can tell you, I'll just tell you right now up front that I've submitted the paperwork myself, and I'll go over that later in another video. But you don't need to pay these companies here or there to do this. It's not that difficult. So anyhow, we'll go over it later on. And I did submit the paperwork. When I got back home, I submitted the paperwork. So I had things here that I needed to get that I didn't bring with me, and I submitted the paperwork. When I got home, I got home in March. I submitted the paperwork in April. So they say it takes about 6 months to get your first response. Well, that was exactly 6 months ago. So I'm really hoping that in the next 4 weeks before I go over there that I'll get a response back from them, and we can move on to the next step in the immigration process and get her over here. But anyhow, that's it for now, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry we haven't been on here. When I got home, I had stuff I had to get done, and we really weren't feeling like we wanted to put videos on there. But then now we've talked about it, and we've kind of changed our ideas about what we want to do with this channel. So I look forward to making more videos for you guys in the future. And when I get over there, of course, we're going to make videos together. We're going to do some traveling while we're there. And I've got a few surprises for Ivy she doesn't know about yet, but that's okay. She'll find out when I get there. So anyhow, we're looking forward to doing all this with you guys and going through this journey with you together. And I hope you like what you see. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.